One is putting them on upset alert. All I've heard about since the weekend ended was how this is a bad matchup for the Cowboys. So, Swagoo, let me start with you as my beloved former Cowboy. Is this a bad matchup? How worried are we right now in the Swagoo household?
Oh, hell, ain't nobody worried. I mean, listen, man, we know that we know one thing about the San Francisco 49ers is that they run the ball at a very high clip. And if you can't stop it, more than likely, you won't have an opportunity to beat this football team. And what I mean by stop it is make sure that you put the game in Jimmy Garoppolo's hand. And, yeah, I know he made some phenomenal throws and had a good game against the Los Angeles Rams, but you want to live in that vein as opposed to letting Kyle Shanahan dial it up. I've heard all of this talk about physicality and the things that the San Francisco 49ers do. Is that new? Like the 49ers, every time they play, every team should be on upset alert by the brand of football that they play consistently as a football team. But I hear through all of this conversation, are the Cowboys, like should they just wait for the game to be over and kneel every time the 49ers get the football? I think Dak Prescott and this offense will have something to say about how this game goes. I think this defense will have something as well to say about how this game goes. You look at Deebo Samuel, you look at Kittle, those are the main focuses. But Deebo in particular, how do you take care of him and run after catch? Well, we got a guy. We got a guy that can play at a very high level by the name of Micah Parsons, who is a guy that can kind of eliminate what you want to do from a star player, especially when Deebo is lining up in the backfield and doing things like that. But this is the 49ers, y'all. Like, this ain't no team that you shake a stick at. I picked them to go to the playoffs when they had a losing record because I started to see the things coming to fruition based on what they do from an offensive standpoint. But upset alert, it's the damn playoffs. The 49ers better be on upset alert as well.
That wouldn't be an upset, but I hear what you're saying. Cowboys are a pretty slim favorite in this game. Dominique, how are we feeling in the family group chat? How is the Prescott family group chat looking ahead to this game?
We're feeling fantastic. I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, I'm called Dak's cousin, and it makes me seem like I'm a homer. But I'll let you know when I became Dak Prescott's cousin. I was one in his rookie year who said they should bring back Tony Romo for that playoff game. Then I watched that playoff game, and I saw Dak Prescott put up 17 fourth-quarter points. And then I watched the following season how Dak Prescott played, and I was a believer from that point on. Then I was in the front of the bandwagon and watching everybody else jump on late. And this playoff thing is going to be another situation like that. Dak has been one of the best playoff performing quarterbacks with a 75 QBR in 3 games, and he's led game-winning drives in the playoffs. So I'm going to be happy to be at the front of this train. I'm pleased to be the conductor of the Dak Prescott is an awesome playoff quarterback train. I'll make some room for you guys to hop on later on. We got plenty of seats, baby. Get on this train. It's going to take us all the way to the championship game at least. So,
I'm going to settle down.
Greeny, I'm gonna save you a ticket. I'll save Dan a ticket. Jeff, you know, anywhere I'm at, you always welcome. But just wait and see. I can't wait till Monday morning to talk to y'all.
Well, so Dan Graziano, let's take a look at this. Let's take a step back. The Cowboys come into this thing with a gaudy record, obviously a division champ, and they have the home field advantage. But a closer look at that record, what does it reveal?
That they were a bully team in their own division. They are 6-0 with an average margin of victory of 22 points against NFC East teams this year. They are 6-5 with an average margin of victory of 3.5 points against everyone else. The only playoff teams they beat are the Eagles and the Patriots, and they needed overtime. So I think Dallas should win this game. I agree with Dominique Foxworth that if they can make this game about who has the better quarterback, then it shouldn't be close. But that's an if. And right now they have not looked like a dominant team when they've played outside of the Eagles, the Giants, and the Washington football team. So we have to see that before we really feel that great about it.
I got a question.
Jeff?
I got a question.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Who has? What team has?
What do you mean?
Outside of Green Bay, what team has?
What team has a better difference between their division performance and their outside of division? I mean, look, they play in the worst division.
You said dominated.
And they dominated their division.
Okay.
But they lost to Arizona. I mean, like they when they've played playoff teams, they have not been dominant. Are they good?
Dan.
Sure. Can they win? Of course. They should win the game. But they're not a dominant team when they travel outside of the NFC East.
Go, Jeff.
Dan, let me just say this, Dan.
Jeff.
Right now, it's like talking to a wall when you're talking to Swag.
Here we go.
And I'm the same way. I'm a homer for the Colts too, right? I'm with it. I'm that guy. I know where Swag is. I know where Cousin Fox is. I know where he's sitting on the train and how he's got the conductor's seat and choo-choo and the whole deal. This is what I know. I know this much. I know in those last 5 games, the one team that came down and put it on them wasn't in their division. And that was that Arizona Cardinal team. And here's the thing about the 49ers.
Oh, my God, it was 25-22.
Their run game and Deebo Samuel. How about this? They have 75 explosive plays this season. That's 3rd in the NFL. You know where the Cowboys rank on playoff teams on explosive plays? Dead last. It ain't just going to be about Deebo Samuel. That boy Jimmy G, who just lit up y'all's favorite Matthew Stafford, he's coming for them Cowboys too.
Question for Jeff.
Whatever bus, whatever train, whatever we're all getting on,
I got a question.
Let you know, don't overlook. Do not overlook this San Francisco 49er team. They've been banged up. They're getting healthy. And now all of a sudden we talking about physicality against the Cowboys.
Can I ask you a question, Jeff Saturday?
Can I
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who lead the league in turnovers?
Yeah.
Who lead the league in takeaways?
Oh my, bro! You think Shanahan's gonna make it a Garoppolo game to turn it over?
It don't matter.
No,
it don't matter.
It won't do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
We're gonna save you a seat on the
cool.
train, but it's gonna be
that man just said takeaways don't matter.
I'm gonna let y'all know. Put this
Greeny,
face
what's
back
the
on
date?
TV next Monday
Greeny,
and
what's
Tuesday
the
with
date?
Swagoo.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.